1.
Namaste everyone. A very warm good evening to all. So today we are hosting our first lecture under the title Itihasotsava, and it is basically a lecture series where we will be evaluating our freedom fighters with historiographic perspective. We have named it as Daastaan-e-watan, um, to remember their contribution, to evaluate how their contribution was written and can be rewritten. With that motive, we have selected this particular theme for our this year's birth anniversary of history enthusiast, which is the fifth year running. We have a resource person, Dr. Shuchi Gupta ji, with us. She is Indologist and Philanthropist and Chairman of ISAASC Trust India. So she is going to talk on the title, The Unsilenced Woman, Aruna Asaf Ali's Defense Echoes Through Generations of Struggle. We warmly welcome you to the platform of the history enthusiast Shuchi Gupta ji. It's our pleasure to host you for the second time, as we already had a lecture with her on the platform of the history enthusiast, where she majorly focused on the Gita through iconographs, epigraph, and in this manner she introduced us how Gita can be seen in Indian history. So this is her second lecture with us. I also take this opportunity to welcome our honorary president Sri Nandan Shastri ji and founder president Ms. Manali Momaya, all the core committee members and advisory members to this session, and very importantly our audience who will be joining us through this lecture. I request all the audience to stay active and please share the video with your students, friends, colleagues, everyone. And if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe also. Now I request Ms. Manali Momaya to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Shuchi Gupta ji. Over to you, Manali.
Thank you, Nidhi, for the warm welcome. So, as you have aptly said, this year marks the 5th anniversary of the History Enthusiasts. 5 years of nurturing dialogue, challenging canons, and celebrating the layered legacies of our past. Traditionally commemorated through Itihasotsava, so we have this tradition. We have had 4 Itihasotsava so far, and now we have completed the 5th year and stepped into the 6th year. We thought, let us go for something else. This milestone year, which is the 5th, calls for something larger, more inclusive, and more resonant. So we launched Itihasotsava. In fact, we launched it today morning with the introductory remarks by Professor Ashwath Narayan sir. And this Itihasotsava is going to be a year-long celebration of the nation's soul through its many voices. Under this vibrant banner, we present to you Daastaan-e-watan, and it is a tapestry of narratives where national leaders are not just remembered but reimagined as historians, as philosophers, and as voices that continue to echo through time. And it is with great honor that we welcome Dr. Shuchi Gupta, a distinguished Indologist, philanthropist, and an unwavering voice in the preservation of Sanatan heritage, as the keynote, as the first resource person of this Daastaan-e-watan lecture series, chairman of the ISAASC Trust, India, and the creative force behind the evocative historical documentary, Who Am I? Dr. Gupta is not only a scholar but a seeker, a torchbearer of cultural memory and civilizational pride, a fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society, London, and an honorable member of the Royal Historical Society. Her scholarship bridges the ancient and the modern, the personal and the political, the spiritual and the scholarly. And yet, for Dr. Gupta, accolades are not destinations but milestones. As she herself says, my achievements belong to my family and the Sanatan society. It's my turn to give it back before I attain nirvana. This spirit of selfless service gave birth to the International Avdesh Kumar Samman instituted in the loving memory of her father as a tribute to cultural stalwarts. The first recipient, none other than the Grammy Award winning maestro, Padma Bhushan Pandit Vishwa Mohan Bhatt. Today, Dr. Gupta lends her powerful voice to the unsilenced woman. Aruna Asaf Ali's Defiance echoes through generations of struggle. In this lecture, she resurrects a forgotten firebrand, a woman who did not wait for the world to recognize her courage, but became the storm it had to reckon with. Let us now open our minds and hearts to Dr. Shuchi Gupta, scholar, seeker, storyteller, as she revives the legacy of Aruna Asaf Ali not as a footnote in history, but as a clarion call echoing through every woman's fight for dignity, justice, and nationhood. As she takes the stage, maybe not merely listen but awaken to a history that whispers through silences, rebels through women, and survives through those who dare to remember. Please put your hands together for Dr. Shuchi Gupta. Over to you, ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Can I start?
Yes, you can start, ma'am. We can
Yes, we
hear you.
can hear.
Thank you so much. First, Sadar Namaskar, all of you. And thank you so much for inviting me here. Now, I want to start. Um, Okay, the first question is here. I'm going to very slow and very talkative way. Now, first objective of the topic. Why I choose this topic? Is there any intention, or is there? I want. Why? What is the basic to choose this topic? So, the freedom struggle of India from 1900 to 1947 is very emotional segment for me because I do not need any history book to understand and keep this time. I have lived through this time myself from my childhood till now. I belong to the freedom fighter family. Whatever I will tell you here today is the primary source as well as the memory stored by my Nanaji. The memory that he gives us over and over again and again and again. My Nanaji Sri Ram Swarup Goyal was the freedom fighter who left his home, family, children to liberate this country. During that time, my Nani worked as a teacher. These things have never become the part of the history. When my Nanaji was in jail, my mother fell down from the first floor and all the nails lying on the ground were on his body. She was in coma. But neither Nana came back home nor did she send any kind of money to Nani. My mother is 81 now. You know, even today, my mother's MRI and CT scan cannot detect the presence of cancer in her body. This is the price that the family of every freedom this is the price that the family of every freedom fighter of this country has paid. That is why I especially want to congratulate Nandan sir, Nidhi, Malini, and the whole team of the for the marvelous concept of Itihasotsava Daastaan-e-watan. So the first concept of the Daastaan-e-watan, I want this segment to dedicate none other than Aruna Asaf Ali. Please, next slide. Next. Yes, I know where I am going and I know the truth. I don't have to be what you want me to be. I am free to be what I want. Bharat Ratna, Lenin Peace Prize awardee, Padma Vibhushan, Jawaharlal Nehru Award for International Understanding, Aruna Asaf Ali. This single quote is sufficient to explain his personality. Next. Bharat Ratna Aruna Ganguly Asaf Ali was born in Brahmin family in Kolkata and married to 20 years older lawyer Asaf Ali. She was an educator, political activist and publisher and active participant in the Indian independence movement. The British government issued warrant for her arrest, forcing her to give into hiding. After independence, she remained active in politics and became Delhi's first elected mayor in 1958. She continued to campaign civil reforms with elegance and conviction. This is a very brief history of Aruna Asaf Ali, and this is the basic storyline of making of Aruna Ganguly. Next. What is the meaning of being Aruna Asaf Ali? She is forgotten, vigilant, fairy revolutionary leader in the mainstream of historiography. She is the symbol of political courage, gender defiance, and ideological clarity of purpose. Total 30 years as the key role player in anti-colonial movement and post-independence ideological movement. She was the leader of the no bourgeois family. During the Quit India movement, she was often referred the lady with the gun. She was trailblazing freedom fighter and the symbol of unwavering determination. Next. Aruna Asaf Ali's journey started when she hosted the Indian national flag at the Gwalior Tank Maidan in Bombay, and when she most senior leaders were arrested. In the 1992 interview making the 50th anniversary of the Quit India movement, she recalled Gandhiji's do and die message and his statement that every person is his own leader thrilled the masses. A few of us undecided that goes to jail was no way to serving the nation. So we thought that we will stay out of the jail and lead the masses in the do or die battle. She went underground, edited underground paper in Kalab. She became the face of the civilian resistance who was deeply committed to the meaningful chance, not just symbolic act. In her collection of essays and speeches, the fragment from the past serve as the testament of her enduring commitment of social justice, democracy, and resistance against oppression. And she was titled the Grand Old Lady of the Independence Movement and the role model for the 19th century women in Indian subcontinent. She was the great national linguistic during the UNESCO General Conference in Mexico, November 11th, 1947. Aruna spoke in English and expressed her wish one day to communicate to her mother tongue language. According to me, Aruna Asaf Ali is a prominent figure in the Indian independence movement, is critically analyzed for her multifaceted role in as the freedom fighter, social activist, and the socialist. Her activism, characterized by the blend of anti-colonial radicalism and support by women's rights, led her to the transition from the Congress to the Communist Party of India. Her legacy is marked by both admiration and critique, particularly regarding her approach to women's empowerment and her opposition to certain forms of industrialization. Next. Next, the first phase of Aruna Asaf Ali's exposure or journey. Her journey started when she hosted the Indian national flag at Gwalior Tank Maidan in Bombay when the most senior leaders were arrested. She was arrested in 1931 and her release was secured only when Mahatma Gandhi intervened after public protest. Other women prisoners refused to leave the premises until she was also released. In 1932, she was arrested again and held in Tihar jail where she launched a hunger strike to protest the treatment of other political prisoners. She was moved to solitary confinement in Ambala and politically inactive after her release for 10 years after until the Quit India movement. After 1942, her property was seized and sold. She went underground and edited Congress Monthly magazine with Ram Manohar Lohia. Known for her independent state, she even disobeyed Gandhiji's request to surrender herself in 1946. I have been filled with admiration for your courage and heroism. You are reduced to a skeleton to come out and surrender yourself and win the prize offered for your arrest. Reserve the prize money of the Harisan cause he, the Gandhiji, had written for Aruna Asaf Ali. Aruna Asaf Ali was not just the participant in the freedom movement, she was the symbol of unwearying resolve. Her fearlessness is a fancy of adversity, and her iconic act of the hosting the Indian National Congress flag during the Quit India movement became the source of inspiration for generations. Celebrating her day is a tribute to the sacrifice and courage of countless individuals who fought for India's independence. Aruna Asaf Ali life and contributions are a significant part of India's historical narrative. We can celebrate today in Daastaan-e-watan, ensure that her legacy endures and that her story is passed to the future generation. It serves as the reminder of the struggles and sacrifice made by those who came before us, motivating us to uphold the values for future generation. Aruna Asaf active participant in the independence movement, highlighted the substantial role that women play in India fight for freedom by celebrating Itihasotsava. We acknowledge to pay tribute to the often overlooked contribution of women who were at the forefront of the struggle. Next, her, her life serves as the enduring source of inspiration for individuals today. Her dedication, fearlessness, and commitment to social cause are qualities that continue to resonate with those striving for positive change. Celebrating today, we are encouraging young people to learn from her, explain, and become agent to change their own right path. She was not only involving in the fight for independence but also worked tirelessly for social cause, advocating for women's rights, labor rights, and social reforms. Her work reflects on these values and recommit to the pursuit of the just and equal society. Her active participation in civil disobedience movement and protest as the reminder of the power of non-violence resistance. Her day underscores the effectiveness of peaceful means in achieving social and political change. This was the journey before the uh, pre-independence, but she is one of the lady who very actively worked pre-independence and post-independence. And in post-independence, she disillusioned with Congress and joined CPI. She co-founded Link and the Patriot, advocate for press freedom and workers' rights. She was a symbol of the principled democratic dissent. She used journalism to challenge dominant narrative. She is the inspiration for students and women movements. Aruna Asaf Ali's commitment of the betterment of the society did not wane with the achievements of India's independence in 1947. Her post-independence contributions were a testament to her unwearying dedication to social cause, her pursuit of justice and equality. She advocates the women's rights and continue her advocacy for women's rights in post-independence India. She actively supported efforts to empower women and promote gender equality. Her tireless work contributed to the social and legal changes that improve the status of women in Indian society. Aruna was a strong advocate of labor rights and workers' welfare. She recognized the importance of fair labor practice and was involved in movement to improve working conditions and protect the right of laborers. Throughout her life, Aruna campaigned various social causes, including education, healthcare, and the welfare of underprivileged communities. She believed in the importance of inclusive and development work towards these goals. Aruna was actively involved in philanthropic as activities. She dedicated her times and resources to initiatives that aim to uplift the marginalized and improve the quality of life for those in need. Analyzed by the scholars like Forbes, Forbes' work likely views Aruna Asaf Ali as the prominent figure in the Indian independence movement, alongside other influential women like Sarojini Naidu and Kasturba Gandhi. Forbes analysis would emphasize Aruna Asaf Ali's active participation in various movements, including the Salt Satyagraha and the Quit India movement. She became an iconic symbol of defense. Forbes' work would likely highlight Aruna Asaf Ali marriage to Asaf Ali, a Muslim man, as the challenge to existing social norms, particularly regarding interfaith marriage and the age difference. Intersection of gender, religion, and politics, Forbes' analysis would likely explore how Aruna Asaf Ali's identity as a Hindu woman, her religious beliefs, and her political activism shaped her life and career, highlighted the complex interplay and these factors in Indian independence movement. Forbes' analysis might also include Asif Ali continued involvement in politics post-independence, including her election as the first mayor of Delhi, demonstrating her commitment to social and political change. Beside, I will source a private paper of Aruna Asaf Ali. There is a valuable collection of documents edited by Sumit Sarkar towards freedom part 1. According to the Sumit Sarkar, there are four dimensions of Aruna Asaf Ali engagement. First, a woman who has middle class background but convert into national level political activist is totally a metamorphosis. Her commitment to secularism, her involvement with women issues, her vision to a free India beyond decolonization. Historian D. Brill, in his book A Study of Women Participation in National Movement, explained the Royal Indian Navy mutiny in 1946 that they approached Asif Ali to lead the mutiny. Several women rule in the Indian freedom movements have resonate through generations, echoing the legacy of Aruna Asaf Ali. The prominent figures include Sarojini Naidu, Sucheta Kriplani, Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay, Mata Hazara. These women, along with countless others, played crucial role in India's struggle for independence, demonstrating bravery, resilience, and dedication to their cause. Their legacies continue to inspire generations to work for the better future for India. Aruna Asaf Ali, the spirit continues to resonate through generations of fearless women who challenge injustice, lead with conviction, and inspire change. From grassroots activism to global advocacy, her legacy is reflected in the lives of women like Medha Patikar, Irom Sharmila, Kiran Bedi, and others who dare to defy norms for the higher cause, like Aruna Asaf Ali. They blend courage with compassion, intellect with action. Her life reminds us that relevance is born with firm recognition but from relentless purpose. In every voice raised for truth and justice, the echo of Aruna Asaf Ali's legacy lives on, bold, unwearing, and eternal. Next, Aruna Asaf Ali is the woman who contributed in building that nation for many years before and after independence. We can overlook in Nehruvian historian narratives. We can reclaim in works by Sumit and Tanika Sarkar, and we can uh, highlight Aruna Asaf Ali's work in very advanced and very open-minded lady who fought for women equality, who fought for um, the liberation, the freedom struggle of the Indian independence. Aruna Asaf Ali fearless voice continues to inspire generations. Next slide. Aruna Asaf Ali's fearless voice continues to inspire generations of women who dare to challenge injustice and claim their rightful place in history. Her defense during India's freedom struggle was not just political resistance, it was a powerful assertion of womanhood, agency, and courage. In the world that often silence women, she stood tall, ignite a legacy of resistance. From student protest to grassroots activism, her spirit lives on the every woman who refuse to be erased. Aruna Asaf Ali remains not just a historical icon, but a living symbol of unwavering strength and transformative power across generations. Not just history, but continues call to resistance reclaiming erased voices through historiography. I want to conclude my talk by this quotation: to remember the defend is to refuse silence. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Um, Thank you so much, ma'am. So, for reminding us that history is not just dates and documents, but defiance, dissent, and the quiet resilience of voices that refuse to be silenced. And through the life and legacy of Aruna Asaf Ali, we were not just shown a woman of courage, we were shown a mirror, in fact, a mirror that asks us what we are willing to risk, what we are willing to resist and to remember. as we draw the this first lecture to a close, let it not be an end but an ignition. This is not a moment; it is a movement. And under the larger celebration of Itihasotsava, we commit to bringing forth the untold, the uncomfortable, and the unforgettable. And today's lecture was all of that. So I think it has been a very successful talk so far. And I would like to ask Nidhi to take up the questions which have been posted in the comment section with the permission of the speaker, of course.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. So there are a couple of questions asked by Manali. First one is, was Aruna Asif Ali ever truly included in the mainstream nationalist pantheon, or was her radicalism too much for the nation to digest comfortably? That is the first question.
Aruna Asaf just came mainstream in Quit India movement. During the Quit India movement, when all the mainstream leaders, the Gandhiji, all were in jail, and she was the only leader. As I earlier mentioned, that she always said this in an interview that all leaders were in jail, and Gandhiji also uh, says us that go to the jail. But I oppose them, and I talk to them. We will fight. So that was the moment. Then she opposed the very prominent personality, Gandhiji, that I will struggle. I will not go to the jail. I will struggle and I will post the flag in Gwalior Tank Map. And yeah, you're right. There are many historians who told that she was radical. But I think radical is a slightly harsh word. Uh, when Britishers are doing a very, uh, I can say, I can use the radical word for Britishers. Were not radicals. We were who were suppressed. So how can we be radicals? As I mentioned, my Nanaji, as I mentioned, I only want to choose this topic because the story of many freedom fighters' families, we don't know anything about that. In my family, in my Nani family, they ate only a one-time food because they have no breakfast because they haven't money. They have no dinner because they have money. But there is only a feeling गांधी बाबा ने कहा है इस देश को आजाद कराना है तो this is the radicalism. No, this is not radicalism. This is the junoon, because we were suppressed by the foreigners. So in your question, many historians, yeah, many historians, many books of uh, shows that Aruna Asaf Ali was radical, but I don't think she was radical.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So there is one more question by Manali. If Aruna were alive today, what issues do you think she would champion? How might she have engaged with current feminist or resistance politics?
Okay. Um, Manali, uh, I think today's women is very, very self-sufficient. So today's moment is equality between the male and the female. You are here, uh, Nidhi is here, and I am here. that all triangle between them, only Nandan sir is the male. How can we say feminism? This is the finest example. Na? This munch is the finest example of feminism. You are pressing by someone? No, you express yourself. Nidhi is expressing herself, and I am expressing myself. Only there is a silent person, that is Nandan sir. So today's India is a new India, and I think Aruna Asaf Ali's soul, if she is here through it, so I think she will be satisfied that what she fought for, the equality for the women. Today's India is self-sufficient for that. So, if what issue she raised, I think one issue she will raise, that is nationalism. That is a very, very crucial point, that after the 75 years of independence, we have to talk about the nationalism. Only this is the point. But there are very few persons that they feel shame that we are Indians. So Aruna Asaf Ali is the leader for the women, and she is very active, very prominent, a rebel lady who fought for society and for foreigners in the same time. So at present scenario, I don't think she fought for women. Women is sufficient. Only single point is, in my knowledge, that is nationalism, nothing else.
Thank you, ma'am. There is a question by Nandan Shastri ji, and the question is: after post-independence becoming Delhi's first mayor, Shuchi ji as the mayor of Delhi, is there any noteworthy action by her to fight against injustice to women by the patriarchal society? That is the question.
Um, I think the selection of the on the post of the mayor itself shows that at that time there was change in the society. That society was patriarchal. Okay, I agree. But now that time we move on that patriarchal aspect to the uh, in my terms, in Indian society there is no patriarchy and there is no maternal side. There is the combination and there is the balance between the patriarchy and the maternal side. In Indian society, male is prominent, okay, but female is prominent also. No way. How we can say that if you are you want to do marriage, okay? So in family, not right now, during the independence or the Sanatan era, always father choose a boy, but is it he pressurize that girl to do marry? He always come home and ask his wife or mother or sister, "Ki this is the boy I want to marry this person to my girl, my daughter, my." So there is include a decision making power in Indian society in inner Kora. So if we are saying, "Ki this is only patriarchal society," no. If there was patriarchal society, how can we talk about Aruna Asaf Ali? And again and again, she was married with a Muslim guy on the rebellious formation. So I can say the patriarchal, no, uh, the patriarchal system is only pressed by the Britishers. In Indian society, there is only no patriarch. There is a balance between the male system and the female system. Female portion was equally equivalent in our society. The what was changed? The first change was in the political scenario. The election of the Aruna Asaf Ali was the biggest rule, biggest change of that time. So, in later on, there are Mrs. Indira Gandhi. There are many of Medha social as a social activist, Medha Patikar, and now in our Sindoor operation, both leads by the female officers. So, how can we define that Indian society or Sanatan society is a only patriarchal society? No, we have a balance in whole scenario.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. There is one more question by Manali. It's the third question which Manali has asked. Why do you think women like Aruna Asif Ali have remained under acknowledged in popular histories despite their monumental contributions?
Actually, there is a some problem. When in first line I mentioned that she is unforgotten. Why? That belongs to the some political scenario. Why? Because Aruna Asaf Ali joined CPI. She left Congress and she joined CPI. The main reason was, and she worked for the leftist workers or and Congress uh, was not okay with that concept. That was the political reason, not the social or not the any other reason. That was only and only. But all of that, she was awarded by Padma Vibhushan. She was awarded by Jawaharlal Nehru Peace Prize. She was Lenin Peace Prize, and all of that. She was Bharat Ratna Aruna Asaf Ali. So political differentiation was there. But as the later legacy after Aruna and his husband, Mr. Asaf Ali, uh, there is a likeness of the legacy. That is why Aruna Asaf Ali is on the backstage right now. And one more thing, just Manali mentioned that some historians mentioned Aruna Asaf Ali as the radical.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have a question, Shuchiji. The question is, how can young historians in present day rewrite her story of Aruna? As I have titled it her story rather than history, his story. So
Uh, you want to remember Aruna Asaf Ali. Okay. So remember the Aruna Asaf Ali. She was the lady who stand for all odds. She was the only one. When she hosting the Indian flag, no big name leader was there or was with her. Even Mahatma Gandhi was against her, but she stand there. And now, if today we are talking about Aruna Asaf Ali, not because she was saying I am doing this, I am doing this. I have uh, mentioned a quote. I am what I want to do. I am not what you want to see me. So this is the biggest. This is the biggest. She is what she want to do. What we are want to see, she is not doing that. The most, and this is the most inspirational aspect for our own lives. What you want to do, Manali, you do that. You want to do Nidhi, you do that. Not suppress yourself. What you are not agree. This is the biggest achievement of Aruna Asaf.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Uh, and for patiently answering all the questions. Thank you so much. So we have come to the end of this session. Uh, I now request Shandan Shastri ji to perform the vote of thanks.
Before proposing vote of thanks, Suchiji, I would like to touch upon 2 points. I am involved in a project of setting up National Museum of Tribal Freedom Fighters, and we are, as a matter of policy, going to highlight many unsung freedom fighters. That is the current move by government of India, especially Ministry of Culture. And second point, Aruna Asaf Ali's bravery and determination against the British regime are truly commendable. She was a pioneering figure in India's freedom struggle, and her contributions are still celebrated today. Her courageous acts, such as hoisting the Indian National Congress flag during the Quit India movement, continue to inspire generations together. Uh, so today we have uh, Dr. Shuchi Gupta as the resource person, and we are very fortunate, and her knowledge is very vast in the subject. Uh, I also thank Nidhi and Manali for playing key role in organizing today's event and uh, taking the responsibility and making today's event a grand success. I also thank the audience. The attendees also heard patiently today's talk by Madam. Thanks to everybody. Namaste.
And I thank you, Nandan sir, for being with us throughout the journey of the history enthusiasts. Starting from the first Itihasotsava that we had, that is when our association with you started. And
Yeah.
today you are the honorary president of this association. And you have always guided us and helped us. So thank you very much for that. And before we sign off, I would like to tell everybody about tomorrow's lecture. So tomorrow, our resource person will be Dr. Arun Waghela. He is going to speak on the rise and growth of leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the context of historiography. So let us meet again tomorrow for the talk on the Iron Man of India, for the person who made the Indian Union possible. See you all tomorrow at the same time, and hopefully learn a lot more. Thank you very much. Signing off here. See you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am. Thank you so much.